All right, GM Fox fam. Hope everyone's doing well today. We got a great call scheduled for today. We got Jay Purd up here. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Going over the Messari governor community or governor new tool that they've built. So I will hand it over to you. You can kind of introduce yourself, and we also have a Zoom link in the stage chat if anyone wants to follow along.
Thank you. Really appreciate you having me on here. I'm excited to kind of demo this free tool we built for the ShapeShift community, as we think it could be a pretty useful tool to just help getting more active governance participation. But by way of a quick intro, so my name is Jack Purdy. I'm heading up business development for the Messari Hub, which is a commissioned research marketplace that I can kind of touch on at the end, but been there for about 3 years now. And yeah, but figured to kind of kick things off, I can share my screen and give you guys a quick look at this governance product. Awesome. So can you guys see my screen?
Yep, looking great.
Perfect. So at a high level, we really we're looking at the governance landscape and trying to identify just ways that we could really improve. And one thing we notice is that it's very fragmented in the sense that a lot of the early conversation happens in Discord channels, on governance forums, and then it'll go to maybe like an off-chain vote through like Snapshot, and then sometimes like execution through like a governor like Alpha Bravo type framework. So we really wanted to piece this all together into a more like holistic framework. So you can have really a one-stop shop portal for governance. And so that's really what you're seeing here, where right now we have about 30-ish different protocols supported. And so if you're active in more than one governance, you can have a really one-stop shop and can filter for all the different protocols you care about. And you can really track these across early preliminary discussions in the forums, see where there's any potential like active votes completed, etc. If you want to drill in on, right, let's say, see what's going on in ShapeShift, similarly can filter for that to see all the existing conversations in one place. Even look to see which ones have recently been completed. And then once you actually click in, right, like this is where it comes together, where we've really meshed together the different areas that governance discussions going on. So you can jump to see where the initial discussions were, right, and say, all right, here was the initial forum post, everything like that. But then also then directly tied to that, all the actual like token weighted votes for the snapshot proposal itself. So again, you can kind of view more details on that, and then have all the analytics behind who's voting where, and so forth. And I guess lastly, you not only can you really get this information like about the different proposals themselves, but you can also then connect your wallet and actually directly participate in governance itself. So it can really be a useful tool to not only stay informed, but to actually voice your opinion and participate in governance. And so there's also the MVP that we plan on doing a lot more with this in terms of just getting more types of data analytics around governance, looking at delegators, and yeah, and really hoping to get a lot of feedback from communities actually using this to really make this the most useful tool possible to help garner more active governance discussions. And so, yeah, I'll stop right there. I don't want to just kind of talk at everyone for this whole time. So I'll maybe pause for a sec, see if anyone has any questions or anything like that.
Yeah, this is really, really cool. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah, anyone listening in, feel free to either raise your hand if you have a question, or of course, type it into the stage chat. If you do raise your hand, we'll call you up and you can ask it yourself. So just, is this open and live today for the community to start using?
Yes, yeah. So you can go on Messari.io and then on this governor tool or governor tab right there, click it and start playing around yourself. So it's free and open tool. You don't need to even create an account or have any of like the pro or enterprise tiers. So yeah.
Very cool. I see on the right-hand column that importance. Where are you pulling that, low or medium or I assume high from?
Yes, great question. So right now, so it's not just like a raw scraping like of all this information. So we actually have a team of governance analysts that like are going through and manually tagging like the different category types, the relative importance levels, and then some of like the contextual details that you can actually see in the proposal itself. And so we have kind of a general framework for how we think about importance, where if it's like a standard parameter change or a radical token economic restructuring, right, that like might be viewed as low versus a high importance item. I believe we'll be posting details around how we kind of think about that delegation, but in short, yes, it is somewhat subjective, but we believe our governance analysts that spend a lot of time in this world and across their different subsectors of expertise have a pretty good pulse on the relative importance level.
Of course. So is that something you plan? Is this ever going to be automated, do you think? Or as this scales and you start getting dozens and dozens, if not, hundreds down the road, we always have kind of analysts working on this as well?
I mean, we look to automate where it makes sense, but we think what gives this tool really like the special sauce is kind of blending in the two of the automation through tech, but then also the manual component from having like a pretty expansive team of analysts to be able to provide some more meat to the product and to the different proposals.
Absolutely. I love the way this is laid out, and obviously already seeing Shapeshift on here is amazing to see. This is really really well done. I know you mentioned some that this is just MVP. Any teasers for some other features coming down the road?
So near term, I mean, we're going to be looking to just add more protocols to support, and then ideally going multi-chain, as well as just getting a bit more like comprehensive with like the data and analytics available around each individual proposal, even getting more kind of like macro level data, more quantitative metrics on like DAO treasuries. We think would be a pretty high demand type feature to have on a governance portal.
Yeah, absolutely. And so currently this is being able to view active proposals, vote on them by connecting a wallet. Can you actually create new proposals through this site yet? Or is that something you guys are thinking about?
Not yet, but yes, definitely something that's on our radar.
Very cool. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, it's already an amazing tool, and I can just see with some more time how this can, like you said, become that one-stop shop for interacting with DAOs. So this is great. Throwing back up to community. One second, I'm just catching up on the stage chat. Oh, that's just asking for a Twitch stream. Never mind. Any questions from the community about what we've seen so far? I am not seeing much love. All right. I'm sure they're all just digesting it and taking a look. Again, the Zoom link is in the stage chat. This is a very cool looking site. You mentioned the different tiers with Messari, and how this is with the free tier, which is great. Is there anything that you get, any additional resources if you do have one of the paid for tiers?
So with like the enterprise tier, so that kind of comes with our like more enterprise level like market intelligence tools. And so this Intel tool here, it's somewhat similar but more expansive in that it's like any relevant update or event related to a protocol. So anything from major like bugs, hacks, um, technical node software releases, fundraising events. Still, you can get governance details here as well. Even high level like legal, regulatory actions, token distributions. Really, the whole array of events that stakeholders would care about are being funneled through this product here. And I think we have about 300 or so protocols covered. And then this can also act as like an alerting tool. So, if you want to get up to the minute alerts on, if there was like a major hack or something on a protocol you care about, you can do so through this. So it can be a pretty powerful tool to just like stay up to date with what's going on rather than living in a billion different, Discords, Telegrams, forums. If you're kind of looking at multiple different protocols at one time. So
Absolutely. Very cool. We just got a question from a community member, Ron, asking if it's possible to submit edits or changes if the DAO feels that the recaps aren't accurate, or if there's just any sort of information that community members disagree with.
yeah, great question. I believe like there's like an intake form for to be able to solicit like community feedback. Let me double check with the team on that, and I can post that in Discord once I find that.
Sure. Thank you for that. Appreciate the follow up. So how many DAOs total do you have already connected to this?
So on Governor, I want to say it's about 30-ish. So it's ones that are currently using Snapshot and Governor Alpha Bravo for their framework.
Yeah, lots of familiar faces in that list. It's definitely a good list. And have you guys been receiving mostly positive feedback already on this? How long has it been out?
Yeah, so we launched it last week, and I've been receiving very positive feedback so far, particularly in communities like Uniswap, for example, where like they have like as you can see like a ton of different steps, and like right now it's all fragmented where you have the preliminary discussions, and then like multiple different like snapshot votes, and then like the on-chain execution itself, and so being able to like tie that all together just makes a lot of sense. As like there are more complex steps.
Absolutely. Yeah, this I can already see this resolving some of the different needs we have in our DAO. I know we already have a lot of confusion about going to Boardroom, going to Snapshot, going to all the different interfaces that we offer to interact with the DAO. So having them all in one spot, and so streamlined and obviously very well designed. I know I'm going to start using this, and I'm sure other members of the community will as well. So great job. I
Absolutely.
believe it's already been out for a week.
Yeah, and if you ever come across any, feedback or things like you'd like to have that would make any of your guys' lives easier, feel free to reach out. You have me on Discord here, and I'd be happy to kind of pass that along to the product team. As we're super receptive to any all feedback from the early protocol supported.
Great to hear. Thank you for that offer. Well, let's give it a few more minutes. If anyone's coming up with any more questions, or if anyone's followed the link in the stage chat to the actual governor page, be clicking around. If you have any questions, let us know. If not, like Jay Perd said, he is in the Discord and able to answer any questions in the future.
Yeah, and I figure while I'm here, I could run one more thing by the community as another kind of service we've been starting to work with DAOs more on as kind of like outsourced like investor relations like research type. Where so we recently worked with Compound to do like recurring like quarterly reports where we'll actually work to kind of build out like a standardized protocol level income statement, if you will, where we can just like standardize and track a lot of the KPI fundamental metrics and say, loans originated, liquidations kind of moved by this much over the last few quarters, but like here's why, and have one of our analysts just go do a deep dive and provide more context kind of behind these numbers. And so since we released that, we've received a ton of just positive feedback from other projects DAOs that would be interested in getting this type of independent analysis out there, as we can really just provide a lot of good information to the community and even like broader crypto world as a whole, as Messari's got a decently wide distribution channel to just better inform people of a lot of the meat that's going on in protocol. So I figured if this was something you guys think you might be interested in, would be happy to put together a proposal for what we think this could look like for ShapeShift, and then can kind of throw that out there to see if you'd be interested.
Yeah, I mean, speaking just on behalf of myself, not for the entire DAO, that looks fascinating, and I would absolutely love to see something like that for ShapeShift. That looks like it's some really in-depth, good data, great representations of it, and then obviously some good explanations as well. Just glancing it over at it as you scroll through it. Yeah, what would that process look like?
Yeah, so I mean, we have kind of a number of different ways we've worked with projects, but yeah, I mean, I figure I can kind of put together like just a rough proposal for what this would look like in terms of just different like report structures, everything like that. But yeah, I mean, I could kind of work through the DAO itself and get like on-chain funding for something like this to be able to get call it recurring quarterly coverage or however we end up deciding to structure it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're already seeing some positive feedback in the stage chat. Mr. V saying this is brilliant. Ron saying he loves the idea. So that's great to already see some community engagement around this idea. Is that something in terms of like payment? Would we potentially be able to pay in Fox or underlying token? Or is there, how does that kind of work? Or is that still TBD?
So, I mean, we prefer stablecoins just because it's a bit easier on our end, but like we do have the capability to accept native tokens, so it can be kind of flexible on how we structure that.
Fantastic. And we do, yeah, in the Treasury, we do. Recently, we are able to take a loan out using the Fay protocol and Rari, if you're familiar with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know the Treasury has a handful of stable coins. So yeah, we can definitely continue those conversations and see what works best for all of us. I know you've been in touch with Willie. He might be a great resource to as well. Obviously, feel free to reach out to myself, Fox McCloud. But I could totally see him championing this idea and trying to get some quarterly reports for ShapeShift. That would be very cool to see, and I'm sure that would be great for us to advertise as well. I assume once it's made, it's something that we can kind of do whatever we want with. If we want to put it in newsletters or link to on our website.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll live as like a free resource on our site, and like we'll help kind of market, distribute it. We'll send it out through our newsletter, which I think is just about north of like 200,000 subscribers now. But like we actively encourage projects to kind of share far and wide. Is like the goal is to get as many eyeballs on it as possible. So more than welcome to share however you guys see fit.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, anything else, either Messari as a whole or anything that you guys are working on that you wanted to kind of run by us, show us, chat about?
I think that's about it. I kind of just wanted to, get the government tool in front of y'all and then, run this idea of research. But other than that, I think that's about it on my end.
Well, fantastic. All right, we'll give it just a few more seconds. Any last minute questions or thoughts that are bubbling up from the community? If not, we can wrap this up a little early, give everyone a couple minutes back in their day. I, for one, thank you, and I know the entire community does. Looks like we got a handful of people in here that are already checking this out and enjoying it. So thanks again for your time. And obviously, as any updates do come up, feel free to just drop them in our Discord, or if you ever want to set up another call like this, we are always happy to have you. And looks like we got one person typing in the stage chat, so we'll just give it 30 seconds, see if any questions are coming out. Just more people thanking you for your time today. So yeah, sounds like we can wrap up. Jack, this was great. Really, really awesome tool you guys have built. Like I said, I'll be using it. Be happy to provide some feedback once I play around with it a little bit. And yeah, let's kick things off. Hopefully, seeing what a proposal would look like to get that in-depth quarterly piece written about us, and then we can get that into our governance, and it'll be a fun little test, because I'm sure we'll be able to see that governance using the new tool as well. So that'll be exciting to see.
Yeah, exactly. A Messari proposal within Messari governor. It's like governance inception.
Absolutely. Very cool. Awesome. Well, thanks again for the time, and community, thanks for joining. And yeah, everyone have a great Tuesday, and